everybody. Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. My name is Heather. I'm a fiber artist. I mainly knit. I started with crochet and I just started dabbling in spinning fiber to make my own yarn. So I thought I would come on here and try to make a video and dip my toe into the YouTube crafter community. I love watching everybody document their WIPS and their knitting plans and tips and tricks and questions, and just the community coming together is just amazing, I think. So I thought I would try. So thank you for being here. It is, I think the heat index today is like 107. We have a heat wave going. I'm in Georgia, so hopefully you are somewhere at least a bit cooler. I don't know if anyone's cup of tea is weather above 100 degrees. I'm sure if you're in Texas or Southern California, it's probably much worse, but I don't like it. I can tell you that. So let's get started. I thought I would take you through some WIPS, which stands for Works in Progress, and tell you what I'm wearing, and also tell you about a trip I'm going on soon, and see if anyone else that's watching is gonna be there as well, so maybe we can meet. I know I want to meet some other YouTube creators that I've been watching for a while who will be there, and some designer knitwear designers. So hopefully I'll catch you in the wild, or you'll catch me, or we can plan to meet up in the comments. I don't have that many local fiber artist knitting crochet friends. Sorry, my dog's shaking her ears. So to make friends in the community online is my goal. I would love to have people to just chat with about our knitting and about our yarn and acquisitions and destashes, whatever else you can think of. I think would be so neat. So let's get started. I'm just fiddling with this little sock. I'll start with letting you know what I'm wearing. So this is the, I'm on my phone. Earlier I was on my iPad so I could look at stuff on Ravelry on my phone, but I'm recording on my phone now because I think it's better quality. Anyways, this is the Magna Flora by Alyssa Hertzell. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but I will make sure to put the details in the description of this video. So if you click down to, it's like either right above or right below the comments, I think. Just click in there and it'll drop down and give you some info. So the Magna Flora is a paid pattern on Ravelry. It's got some really easy to follow lace detail. I made it in worsted cotton. Do you say worsted or worsted? Let me know. Worsted cotton, it's Lion brand, homegrown cotton. I got it at Joann a few months back when they were closing my local Joann. So that was really sad, but I got a few skeins of yarn and have already either finished one of them or I'm working with the others. So thank you for all you did for our community, Joann, and you will be missed, especially now that I have gotten an interest in sewing. I would really like to learn how to sew. So I guess I'll go to Michael's. No, maybe I'll order online or go to the thrift store. We have lots of thrift stores, so we will tackle that later. Next, I will show you some works in progress. I'm probably not going to get through many of them because I have many of them, but we can talk about a few. My dog's barking. This is a window to my backyard, and my dogs just, yeah, they're barking at the neighbors, I think. Maybe she stopped. I have 3 dogs. I'm a dog mom. We live here with my husband, and that's it. I'll sprinkle some more info about myself throughout maybe if it comes to mind, but anyways, I've been fiddling with this sock for too long. Here's my sock. It's just a vanilla sock, and I follow the Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla sock on magic loop pattern. And when I first started knitting and I wanted to do socks, I followed her YouTube tutorial. She takes you through start to finish on how to do a vanilla sock on magic loop. And I think she also has a start to finish tutorial on shorties on 9-inch circulars. So if that's more your jam, then try it that way. Try it both ways and see which one you like best. So if you've never knitted a sock, if you're new to knitting and you've never knitted anything and you want to start with a sock, I would highly recommend the Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube. She has a podcast as well, and I love to watch her podcast, and it made for smooth sailing. So this is probably my 5th or 6th pair of socks that I've ever made. I think these are gonna be a gift. Socks are usually my go-to gift to knit. I only have a couple pair. One of them doesn't fit very well because I knit the foot way too long, so those don't really get worn. And I don't really want to unravel them and redo them because they're pretty, they just don't fit. So we'll see what happens with that. And I have one pair with the Patton's Croix. Oh yeah, this is Patton's Croix, also from Joann, right before they were closing. And the color is Midnight Orchid. It's so pretty. The window's over here, so the lighting is good when I like turn things this way. Midnight Orchid, it's a self-striping. I haven't done any color management. When I split for the gusset, I just kind of let it do, there's the gusset. I let it do whatever it was going to do. And the other sock, I'll just start wherever the ball ends probably. And they won't match, but they'll be cousins. Oh, I just realized it matches the color on my shirt. Matchy. Okay, so I was saying I have a pair in Patton's Croix, but I used the needle one size bigger than this. So this is 2.25 millimeter or a US 1 magic loop, and I think I used a US 2 for mine. They were one of the first pairs I ever made, and they are so big and bulky and thick. They're more like house socks, like house slippers. So I don't wear them in shoes, but I'll wear them around the house when it's like really cold in the winter, and they're perfect for that. And I like that I can throw those into the wash. I don't know if everyone does that. It's probably not recommended, but I do, and they turn out fine. They haven't felted or anything yet. Not that I wear them that much, and I haven't worn them since winter, but they're house socks. Even if they felt, I think it would be okay in that case. Okay, enough about the sock. Here comes one of my puppies. Oh, it's in a bag I got from, it's Asher, come here. Come here, Asher. Say hi. Say hello. Look. No, hi, buddy. Okay. I got this bag at a local yarn store that is no longer open anymore. They were called the Woolly Jackalope. I live south of Atlanta in an area close to Noonan, Georgia. So if anyone's from Noonan, hi, hello, or surrounding areas, let me know. They were the Woolly Jackalope. They unfortunately closed, but when they first opened, I was still a newish knitter, and I was just so excited about the idea of buying a bag specifically for my knitting. And so I didn't even know what kind of project would fit in here. I just bought it. It doesn't have a tag or anything. I think it was handmade by someone either local or that the owner knew. And so she just got a bunch of them. And yeah, it had a drawstring, but a puppy got a hold of it and tore the drawstring out. That's okay. Not all of my projects have bags. I just kind of let them lay around until I'm taking them somewhere, like out of the house, or I guess if I want, like, if I have multiple skeins of yarn for one project, then I'll put them all in a bigger bag to like go sit on the couch to knit or something like that. But otherwise they just kind of languish around the house. Not all of them, some of them are in bags like this one and that one, but here's another puppy. This bag I got from Knitty City in New York City. It was a souvenir. I got a skein of yarn in this bag. The skein was, oh, I'll have to show you that sometime. I made it into a muscle burrow hat. I'm bad at saying that word. Malabrigo fingering weight. Might have been a arroyo. It was a colorway, like a speckledy variegated colorway that was dyed just for this shop, so I thought that was nice. When I travel, I like to do something like that, to buy something like that, or from like a local dyer as like a souvenir. It's pretty cool. So anyways, in this bag I have my second Tolsta tee, and the Tolsta tee is by the Crayabea, Rebecca Clow or Clo. She's on Instagram though as the Crayabea. She's got a lot of fabulous patterns. I have the Tolsta tee, the Tolsta tank, and I want the Kintra, which is like a colorwork yoke pattern. Not yoke pattern. It's so colorful and so beautiful. So anyways, this is my Tolsta tee. I made a cream and coral stripe one first, and I loved it so much, and I really was so obsessed with the yarn that I bought for it that I had to go back immediately and get enough to make a black one. I want a solid black tee, and oh, the yarn is Illimani Sabri, and I had never heard of them before. I found them in a local yarn store in Atlanta called the Craftivist. I was just looking at, you know, their fingering section and saw that it was 85% cotton, 15% alpaca blend, and it's so soft and it knits up really drapey. It didn't grow that much, which I was kind of afraid of. I don't know why I was afraid of that. I thought cotton would stretch out really bad, but it didn't. I think it's organic cotton too, which is nice. But it's fingering. They have not a whole lot of colors, but a lot of just like a nice palette of, they've got black, gray, blue, pink, cream. It's lovely yarn. It's really nice to work with. So hopefully I'll get this done soon. Maybe not before the end of summer. I would like to say yes, but I have so many WIPs. I just don't know what's gonna get done, but I'll work on it. Notice I took the needles out. It's still on the cord, my Chalgu cord and interchangeable needles. So it's still on its cord, but I needed the needles for something that I don't remember. And when I take the needles out of things, I don't know when I pick them back up. I don't know when I'm gonna find the needles and pick this back up, but inspiration will hit one day, I'm sure. So that's that. The next WIP I will show you is the, oops. This is what happens when you don't have bags for all of your projects. Stuff just flies everywhere and gets dropped. So the ball is somewhere over there, but I'll show you the project. This is the Immediate blouse by Joanna. I'll have to look. Colibri, I believe. I'll look before I'm done talking about this. Actually, no, I won't, because I'm recording on my phone. Hi. That's Boo. I'll link it though, or I'll put it in the description. So, Immediate blouse 2.0. I believe it's 2.0 because she released it and then revised it and then re-released it. So, but when you buy the pattern, you get both the original and the new one. And I think her reason for doing that was because the recommended yarn was discontinued, but also she adjusted some gauge information. So I started this for myself to wear this summer. I'm calling it my flock blouse, my flock project, because I am going to Flock Fiber Festival. My husband and I planned a trip to go and start in Seattle at Flock, and then we rented a car so that we can drive down the coast. So we're gonna visit we're gonna go to Portland from Seattle and then go to the Oregon coast and then drive down and go to like Newport Beach and see the redwoods. Before we do all that, we'll see Tillamook and have some ice cream. And then we're gonna end up in San Francisco. So I am so excited, and I hope the weather is just as beautiful as I can imagine it will be and not too hot. And even if it is too hot, this is pure silk. So I hear that it keeps you cool. We'll see. So Knitting for Olive, pure silk. The color is poppy blue. Look at me remembering things. It's another lace pattern. Very easy to memorize. Don't know if you can see very well. But yeah, lace pattern, easy to memorize. You know, it goes one way and then it turns the other way. This is the back. And in the back it kind of switches up, and this is the front right. There's gonna be 7 buttons. Oh, I don't have the buttons to show you. I'll show you next time. I'll make another video. I'll have to update you on my progress. But I found buttons at an antique store by my house, and they were like 89 cents, and they're vintage, and they're clear, but they're blue. They're translucent blue, I guess. They're plastic, but they kind of look glass, and they're so small, which is what I need. Here's one of the buttonholes. Where's my camera? Oh, come on. I know people have so much trouble with trying to get it to focus. Okay, tiny buttonholes, so they might be like 10mm buttons. I have like 4.5 inches knit so far, and the total body length is 22 or 23 inches. Excuse me, I have the hiccups, just a little bit. So I'm quite a ways away from being done, but Flock is in August and we fly out on the 8th. So I mean, I want to have this done and blocked maybe a week before that, so if something needs to be adjusted, which I don't think I'm gonna take the time to rip anything out and fix it, but just in case, I'll have this done like a week before, so I'm not rushing. And I do block everything, so I'll have to have time to block it. My gauge is always a little off with like all patterns. I hit the window. So I usually have to go down a needle size. Oh yeah, I am knitting this with fingering weight pure silk, Knitting for Olive on US 2 or 2.75mm. And I think the pattern might recommend 3.25, but I gauge swatched, and I think I gauge swatched on a 3 because I expected to have to go down, but I didn't think I would have to go down all the way to a 2.75, but the 3 was measuring too loose. So I didn't gauge swatch again for a 2.75, but I just went ahead and went down, and I'm making a size extra large. That's how she grades her patterns, it's an extra large. So if I could pick up my phone, I would look up the pattern and give you more details, but that's okay. She does recommend Knitting for Olive pure silk, and this is my first time ever using it. This is my first time ever using Knitting for Olive, so very nice experience so far. It's I have watched a lot of people on YouTube making stuff, and so I know about Knitting for Olive and know about pure silk, and people have differing opinions about everything, so I didn't know I didn't know what to expect or how I would feel, but it is a bit splitty, but it's not miserable. It slides off my needles, and I think it's just it's buttery and soft, and I'm excited to wear it. That is my review so far. I like it. I'm almost done with the first ball, and I'm getting a notification. I'm almost done with the first ball. I think I might have a quarter of it left, and it called for 4 for my size. So hopefully that's right, and if not, I got this from another local yarn store that I love, and I visit when I'm on the north side. My parents live north, so really when I'm going to visit them on a day that this shop is open, I'll stop by if I need something. I got this on local yarn store day at One More Row in Woodstock, Georgia. I love One More Row, so thank you for the yarn. And I'll be back when I need more, if I need more. Or I guess maybe if they're out of my color, I could order it. But I like to go to that little shop. Moving on to the next WIP of today's video, I will show you my shawl. This shirt's a little short. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. If I make another one, I want to make it a bit longer. But I really also, for this one, I would like to find a dress with like an empire waist, or a skirt that I can wear kind of high to do the sweater and skirt outfit. I think that's so cute. I've not done it yet, but it is a look that I love. I covet. Can you covet style? Can you covet someone's style? Okay. Oh, like Amy, or it might be Ami from La Bien Ami. I love her outfits. Her dresses are adorable. When she pairs her dresses with, or her skirts with a knitted top, whether it's long sleeve, short sleeve, cardigan, I literally want to copy paste. Maybe I'll figure out how to do that. But that's what I would like to do with this. So find a cute dress or skirt that would look good under a cropped, not super fitted, it has positive ease top. And then I also really want to make like a tumble tee that has a lot of negative ease and put it over a dress or a skirt. I like that look also. Very cute. All these things I want to knit. And then here I go with a million WIPs instead of focusing on one thing. I do have finished objects a lot, but not as often as most people I see on YouTube. I have like maybe one a month lately. It's not bad. Okay, anyways, this is my shawl project at the moment. I only have, that's a lie, I have 2 shawl projects right now, and they're both old, meaning I cast them on a while ago, but they're not that old, so I digress. This is called the Canute or Canute. I will also put it in the description, or at least my Ravelry will be in the description. So if you want to visit my Ravelry, you'll see all these projects. I do keep that updated pretty well. I don't think I have my vanilla sock on there, but I'll add it. I think sometimes I feel like I'm jinxing myself if I add a half-done project or a just started project to Ravelry, because I'll then not finish it and then I'll have to go delete it and be like, womp womp. Okay, this is the Canute shawl, and I don't have the designer's name, but I will put the information. It's so cute. It is my first brioche pattern that I've ever tried. I was inspired to make it by my friend JD. She has one. JD has taught me so much about knitting. She helped me with the shawl. She helped me with my socks. She'll help me again and again. So JD's the best. But look at that. I had shawl envy when I saw hers. When I first started knitting, I was like, ooh, ah. I think it's adorable. The yarn, the pink variegated, is La Bien Ami. La Bien Ami. I need to look up how to properly say that. It is Ponyo and Sasuke. It's an anime colorway. And I got it at One More Row. They were doing a pop-up of Lobby Anime, and I got 2 of these. And I didn't know what I was going to make when I bought it, but I'm just so pleased with how this is turning out. And I paired it with, I think this is Cascade, just a cream fingering Cascade. I have the details on my Ravelry. And this one I think came from a closeout of the yarn shop that I bought this bag at that closed. Yeah, she was selling her everything, so I got some creamy white to go with this. And that is that. It's that shawl. I just have that final section of brioche to finish, and then it'll be done. Excuse me. Oh, there you go. What is up with me? Okay. But the final section is still like, I have quite a ways to go. I haven't counted to see how many rows I have left, but I will tell you, fixing fixing brioche is not for the weak of heart. It's not for the weak. I had to tink back. I spent probably an hour last night because I think I only dropped 1 stitch, but when you drop 1 stitch in brioche, it's like, you know, I don't know what I'm looking at. So I had to actually tink back to go down to fix it. I think I only had to tink back like 3 rows, but that's a lot. But I did it, and now it's fixed and ready to go again. So I'm giving it a break, but that is what I've been working on a lot lately, because I really want to have it for fall. Even though I have things to finish for my August trip, I'm still working on something for fall. Okay, the life of a knitter. Next, I'm going to show you, they're grumbly. I'm going to show you my Ingrid top. And this is by Gregoria Fibers. It is a paid pattern. I bought mine on Ravelry. I saw this, a YouTuber wearing this. It was Mandy, I think Mandy Knits. I hope I'm getting that right. I see your face, I know your name. I forget the exact name of the channel though. But I saw yours and I was like, oh, what is that? So I asked her, and Mandy told me it was the Ingrid top by Gregoria Fibers. So I went and bought it like immediately. And here it is so far. I took the needles out because I wanted to cast something else on. I don't know. So this is the back panel, which is how you start. And then this is the beginnings of the front panel. And I'm making a size 4, I think. And the yarn is Rowan, R-O-W-A-N, Rowan or Rowan, Soft Yak DK. Sorry about that. I had a timer on my phone and I forgot that I set that, so it interrupted our video. But I'm back, and I was talking about the Ingrid top. I think I'm done talking about it though. It's pretty much, I pretty much said everything. It's fun. It's an easy repeat. I am having to keep up with the rows between like the eyelet section, just so I don't mess up and miscount. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll count my knit rows between my like decorative rows and I get it wrong. But I don't know where my needles went. I need to find them and steal them back and work on this, because this will be nice to take on our trip. It'll be nice to have during the summer too, just between now and the trip. Everything is in reference to my trip. That's usually how it goes when we plan something. I'm like, oh yeah, this and that, this, you know, that's my how to reference time. It's like, well, we leave in 2 months, so gotta get this, that, and this done before 2 months from now, instead of living week to week or day to day like a normal person. So this yarn, I will say, it's like a style I've never worked with before. It's Canute, I think. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I don't know if you can tell the way it's plied, but it's like a chain ply. It's fine. It makes a really dense fabric, so I will say it's pretty dense. It's not heavy, but it's like, I don't know, it's dense, so we'll see. I got gauge. I think I got gauge with the suggested needles. If not, I only had to go down one. And my swatch is hanging right there. That's it. Okay, I'm really happy with the pattern so far, so I would recommend, and it's a very cute finished project. Okay, next WIP that I will talk about today, probably the last one because I have more, but I'll do another video. I have the Tessillated pullover. The pattern, it's not much of anything, but the pattern is by Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits. I love this. I love this pullover. I love every single one that everyone has ever made. I love all the different combinations, the bright, the low contrast, the high contrast, the pinks, the greens, the purples. Okay, anyways, if you've made one of these, I know it's a labor of love, so good job. But here's all I have so far. I did a giant swatch for this too. It is actually hanging up right here behind this lace weight, but my gauge is perfect. I think I'm on a 3.75 needle for the main needle, and I think I did a 3 for the ribbing. I could be lying, but I think those are my numbers. And I put this down a long time ago, so I really hope my gauge hasn't changed because I know that can happen. And I also am just a little bit smaller than I was when I cast this on, but the recommended positive ease is still, or I'm still going to have a garment within the range of recommended positive ease, so I think it'll be fine. This is the 50-inch bust, so yeah, it should be fine. I know some people like their sweaters really oversized, and some of mine I do, but then some of mine I don't, so I think I was making this one with less positive ease, and now it's just gonna have more positive ease than I was trying to get. But I still think it's gonna be lovely, and I don't need to start over. I don't want to start over. I don't think I would. So there's just a little bit, but I really do want to have this for this winter. It doesn't get really that cold until the middle of winter here, so I have time. The yarn that I'm using is Pearl Soho Widgeon in the color Warm Ivory. It's 359 yards for 100 grams, listed at a sport weight, I believe. Yeah, sport weight. 100% fine Falkland merino. It's a non-superwash. And then my variegated is Malabrigo Arroyo. It's hanging right here. It is classified as like a light DK or sport weight. It's working really well. The color is Glinda. I wanted some spin cycle dyed in the wool, but I also didn't want to spend the money that I would have needed for the amount that I needed. I didn't want to do $35 a skein, and then I think I would have needed like 3 or 4 skeins. So I opted for a cheaper alternative all around. So with the Pearl Soho and the Arroyo, put me cheaper already, but I did splurge. I tried other lace weight fuzzy yarns, and I didn't like any of them as much as I liked the look of the Fua Fua. So I tried a Pearl Soho, I tried a hedgehog fiber, and I ended up just ordering Fua Fua, and it's perfect. So sometimes you just gotta go with the recommended yarn. All right, you've made it to the end. Thank you for sticking with me. I am just editing what you just watched and realized you probably don't want to hear me talk for almost an hour. So I had to wrap things up, and here is my pretty bow. So I hope I see some of you at Flock. I hope you'll let me know what you're excited about, and who you hope to see, what you want to buy, and I hope you come back for my next video. I'll have more works in progress and hopefully a finished object or two. That's what everyone says, but let's see what happens. You can comment here to communicate with me. Also, I will post my Ravelry below, and you can find me on Instagram for now at Heather. It's not Heather, it's HTHR Cherry, all one word, and I may change that soon to something more related to this channel that I don't even have a name for yet, so maybe when I post it I will. But I will see you guys next time, I hope, and thank you for watching. Bye!